Yo guys, what's going on? Vlogs here, welcome back to another video. So, in today's video we are talking grips, and specifically the Oxford heated grips, or hot grips as they like to call them. So then guys, this is by no means an installation video. There's thousands of them out there if you want to go have a look at that. As for installing these bad boys, I thought I'd just do it myself without recording, so I thought I'd get it right first time. And then I thought I'd do a first impressions video and a review video, the same as I did for the Road 5s on the bike. So this one is the first impression, so I've only ridden about an hour on them, I'd say, to work and back. And it's my initial thoughts. I've got some stuff written down, so we'll go through them today and we'll see how these bad boys are. So first thing we'll go over is installation. Now to be honest, there wasn't too bad. If you do know me and you know the channel, you know that I don't shy away from kind of doing maintenance myself. I'm kind of learning as I go, and if anything does get a bit too much for me, then I'll just resort to the MTO7 group or online. But I thought for this one, instead of getting someone to do it for me, we'll go ahead and give it a go. Now usually with mechanical stuff I'm alright with it. If you take it apart you can put it back together again. When it comes to electronics and fuses and stuff, I don't really deal with that. So when I saw these come in the box with the fuse amp and all the electronics and stuff, I thought, oh. But anyway, I give it a go. So if a dummy like me can do it, I'm pretty sure no one else can. So I'll show you more in depth of the actual wire routing and stuff, how I've done it. But it is really simple, and if you are like me and you're kind of like a beginner when it comes to motorcycle maintenance, if you will, don't shy away from installing these bad boys yourself. All you need is a few basic tools and a Stanley knife, to be honest with you, and you'll be sorted. So real quick installation guide, super quick. So there's a wire that comes into here and both battery terminals are taken off. So you take the screw out, put them in, make sure you put the red one in first, bolt them on, come through, then you'll see here that there's a little I think it's a 5 volt fuse or a 5 amp fuse, I'm not too sure. So all I've got to do is take the side panel off the MTO7, it's 3 bolts, super easy. Then I've basically routed the entire wire all the way through as many crevices as I could find. You can see a part of it sticking out here, and then also the rest of it is cable tied up and just neatly tucked away into there. Then what I've done is looped it around the back of here. You can also again see it sticking out here. This is where the battery components and the fuse connect directly to the grips. So it may look a tad confusing, but honestly, like I said, it's really not. So both of these grips have one wire that comes directly from both of them, and they plug into these 2 little white ports here, so you can see the 2 down there, 1 there, and then the other one is again is tucked down. Again, they're just routed all the way through the handlebars. So this is the same for both sides, but clearly this grip's in, and then it's cable tied around the other side along with the other wires, also with the little clip that Yamaha provide for their usual cluster wires, tucked away in there. And then we'll go tad handheld for this, so you can see the routing of the wire come round over the top to the controller. You can see it clustered in, it tucks back around underneath and then through to where you've seen just down there. So yeah, installation, like I said, super simple, and if I can do it, I'm pretty sure anyone else can. Anyway, as for first impressions, instead of me just reeling off of the top of my head, I thought the best thing to do is throw you on the helmet cam and we'll have a little chat on the way to work, and I'll show you exactly what I'm feeling. So then, good morning. I'm starting work at 12 today instead of 6 in the morning like I usually do, so I've turned the bike on and I managed to put the heated grips on, but usually what I do is, as I was driving away on the bike, I'd put the grips on then. What I'm going to do is set an odometer trip. I'm going to see how far down the road it is before I can start feeling the grips on. So this morning's not that cold. I think we're only looking at 7 degrees, that's not too bad. Yesterday morning at about 5:30 it was a good 2 degrees, so got to properly test them out. Usually in the morning I'd take the bike to the end of the drive and I'd start driving off, and I put them on 100% because it is super cold in the morning. But this morning, like I say, I've already put them on a bit so I can start feeling them coming through already. But let's have a little talk about the heat coming from them then. So these only seem to warm up on the inside where the palm is. I don't think they warm up on the outside. As I've said, this is only my first impressions, so stand me corrected if so, but I think they only warm up in the palm. So it comes with this little smart controller which you'll have seen. Now when I first got them, I was very wary to where this was going to go, because on a lot of people's bikes they do put them in a very obscure place and it looks very messy and doesn't look very well, but on this one I managed to fit it nicely to the clamp where the clutch lever goes, so if it's nice and parallel and looks nice and clean in my display. Also, I put it on the left hand side so it's easily accessible by my left hand, so I don't have to take my right hand off the throttle and the brake. 5 settings on this little device: 30, 40, 50, 75 and 100%. So I've been cracking it on as you would when you get something new, just on 100% every day. But once these grips really start getting going, I mean, through these Berick gloves, they're not exactly the thickest gloves in the world, but they're not exactly the thinnest. It does warm up nice and quickly. I can already start to feel them coming through now. Let's see how far down the road we are. 1.3 miles, travelling at about 40 mile an hour. I've been putting it on 75 to 100% depending on the weather. And honestly, when these guys get up to their max potential and they're in their optimum, they're pretty warm. In fact, they're too warm. I usually have to turn them down to about 75 or 50%. I'm guessing 100% is for if it's hailing, snowing, or in fact it's just raining and it's horrible weather. So I've gone for the touring grips. As you'll see if you are looking into these yourself, there is the touring, the sport, the urban, and I think it is an adventure. They all have different grips. I think they're all the same size grips. They are trimmable by a couple millimeters, but I've gone for the touring ones. Now, before I ordered them, honestly I had no idea what the different ones meant. I thought they were just different grips and different heat levels. Turns out they're just different grips. They all have the same heat level. So let's have a little chat about the actual heat then, because it's starting to come through my hand. So as I've said, the heat doesn't go all the way around the grip, I do not think. It's just kind of the palm of your hand. I remember I was speaking to Simon, who I ride the MT-07 with. If you've seen the NC500 videos, that's the chap that we went with on the blue MT-07. So when he was looking into getting a new bike from his KTM, he was looking into a Yamaha. He went for a test ride on one over by Padgett's, and it had the Yamaha installation heated grips on, you know, the ones that come with the Yamaha genuine accessories kit. And he wasn't a fan of them, and it kind of put me off them a little bit. You know, he said it was they weren't kind of what I thought it was, and also it was that cold on his fingertips that when he used the brake and the clutch levers, it was kind of painful to use. So it put me off them a bit. But the other week I went out with my dad on his Ducati Monza, and he's got the heated grips on that. Now they're only sport ones, so they don't get too hot. But I had a little go on that. Brilliant bike, by the way. And yeah, my hands were lovely and toasty for a little bit, so I thought I'm going to have to bite the bullet on these and get some heated grips. Black Friday deal, straight onto Sports Bike Shop, $79.99 down to $48, and we did it. Pulled the trigger, and here we are, and I'm glad I did. I guess the question it comes down to is, are they worth it? Yeah, I think if you put some hand guards on with these, it would really sort out the fingertip problem. But as I see it, for £48, I'd rather have toasty palms and cold fingers than entirely cold hands. Now when I say cold fingers, it's not something stupid like your hands are bittery freezing. The reason I know these are working, they're a lot better than riding without any grips at all, is usually by the time I get to work, I can no longer feel my hands. It's about a 15-mile journey, I'd say, and with these I can kind of open the doors at work and go on my phone and all that sort of stuff, so I know they're working. So anyway, that's that, and I'll let Jake in the garage pick up with the rest of it.
So boys and girls, hope that did help you if you are kind of in the mix of the Oxford Hotgrips. I got these for around £48, so they were still on sale from the sports bike shop. They usually retail for about 78 to 80. But yeah, boys and girls, I hope you did enjoy today's video, and thank you very much for watching. If you did, like I said, something different. We're in the garage, winter's coming now, and the salt's absolutely destroying the bike, so these day out videos, they won't really be happening as much as they usually do. Tell me your thoughts on heated grips. I know a lot of people do have them, and a lot of people don't. And now it would be a lot easier if I had them for a long time. Like I said, I will do a long-term review on them in the future. But boys and girls, there is no more to see. Thank you very much for watching, and go watch one of the other videos if you haven't already, and go look around the rest of the channel. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. But for now guys, this has been Jamie on vlogging, and I'll leave you to it. Peace out.